Hi, friends. It's been a minute. For those of you who are new here, hey, I'm Ellen. If you're returning, you probably have noticed that I haven't been posting very much recently. I'm actually really excited to share a lot more of my story very soon. I'm currently on a creative solo retreat. I booked a cabin in the woods, and yes, it's October, and I'm very aware that there are many, many horror movies that begin with a girl going to a cabin in the woods that don't end so well. This has been a really restorative trip for me. I took a hike yesterday on a trail near my house here, and it brought up a few lessons that I've been learning over the last several months since giving birth to my daughter. And I thought I would share this trail as a metaphor in 3 different ways. I hope you hear something that you needed to hear today out of this message. Now let me open my notebook my handy dandy notebook like the Blue's Clues. So when I started this hike, I looked up on Google the reviews for the trail. Such a 2023 thing. Look at how a nature trail is rated by other people. But I thought I would out myself because something that I noticed in the reviews was that, number 1, there weren't that many reviews, and number 2, not much was said. It was a bunch of kind of anonymous posts that said, nice, fine, didn't tell me much about it. And so I kind of went in without really knowing what to expect. One of the lessons that I want to pass on about this trail metaphor is that sometimes the view along the way is even better than the view at the top, but you would never know if you aren't looking along the way. If you're watching this footage that I'm sharing right now, you might see that there's a beautiful lookout that happened maybe a little over halfway through the hike. And then at the top, there's almost no view. Which leads me into the second point. A lot of people say that comparison is the thief of joy. And while they're not wrong, what's truer to me is expectations are the thief of joy. And when we set expectations that then are not fulfilled, we're disappointed. We create an idea in our heads of what should be rather than being present to what is. When things are not what they should be in our minds, then the experience that we get from it feels like it's not good enough. And when we experience that kind of a feeling over and over and over in our lives, that can create a life that feels not good enough. I recently gave birth to my firstborn child, and my birth experience was not what I expected it to be. It was traumatic, and I spent a month in the hospital fighting for my life for the first month of her life. To say that my expectations were not met is an understatement. So while I can't say that we as humans can possibly exist in this life without any expectations, my offering would be that if we can't get rid of expectations or release ourselves from expectations about the big stuff, then consider at least giving yourself the gift of fewer expectations or even no expectations about the little stuff, like going on a hike and experiencing it for whatever it is and whatever it brings. And lastly, a client recently said to me after I reflected to him that he had been chasing someone else's dream instead of his own. It was a pretty devastating realization for him, but when he realized how true it was, he said this to me: I consider it a noble cause to go wholeheartedly after something, like really throw your everything into realizing a result, but only if you want to and not because you feel like you should. And that struck me so hard. I literally wrote it down. If I had hiked this trail thinking that I should climb to the summit because I'm on this trail, there are signs, summit this way. If I decided to go to the summit because I felt like I should, I would have been disappointed with the view that I experienced. But I went on the hike because I wanted to be in nature, because I wanted to move my body, because I wanted some quality time with my dog Sadie, and because I knew that I would experience beauty along the way in whatever form it appeared. I was lucky enough to see a view, but it was not at the summit. So because I went on this hike for the simple fact that I wanted to, I was satisfied when I reached the top. So I hope that there's some pearl of wisdom in these 3 metaphors in one trail and one hike that you can glean for yourself today. Please do let me hear from you with a like, a comment, a subscribe, whatever floats your boat. I'm really excited to re-begin my journey here on YouTube. This is one of my dreams. I've always wanted to make content that created a community, that added value to people's lives, that brought friendship to my life, and that took the thoughts that I have and the experience that I have as an artist and a coach, a woman, a mother, a wife, a spiritual being, and create something from it. So I'm excited to see where it goes from here, and I'm excited that you're here. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.
Want to say something to the mic? Want to say something to the mic?